It is sort of like a young man who stands next to a quiet river stream in the forest. For a moment he is awake, for a moment the freedom of lucidity diffused into the confusion of questions. He comes to conclusions, a conclusion which possessed connections of things but not the order of things that would lend to full understanding. Once as a young boy, I might have been 5 years old, I cried out in the middle of the night to my parents. I saw something over the door of my room, a creature, misshaped, discombobulated, full of different shiny colors, shifting, moving like an octopus. It turned out to my relief and confusion to be a beach towel tossed over the door. Notwithstanding, I was never reassured about this twist to my hallucination. Many years later, in a dream this time, a similar creature. He moved and shifted like some colorful discombobulated blob on a sofa chair, saying in the dream, "If you serve me, I will make you rich." I responded in the dream to the creature, "My life is Christ." Then years later still, I had a perception as I was in the presence of the Lord. He pulled out of me something in the shape of an octopus. It came out of my DNA. I could see the DNA of my body, as if there were spaces, indents in the DNA where this abominable creature had been hiding. I want to suppose it is the same creature as before, as the shape of a spastic octopus must be the nearest thing to a discombobulated creature. So I am here after a single tidy explanation of it all, and if I am unable to understand fully, my mind will be satisfied with a nearby explanation. So I am quite aware that the structure I am building here is made of rickety wood, tape and glue and ropes to tie the off-kilter thing together. The glue that will hold this thing together is a kind of geographical concept, that there are layers of existence next to each other, dimensions if you would, many of them, some of them right next to the material universe our body is in. When the consciousness or part of the self is in one of these layers, this self is not found, as on Earth, in a specific location, a small area in a vast space. No, the self is at once everywhere. The self, or soul, or consciousness, is everywhere in this layer of this universe. Here is a crude visual example, but with a point. Imagine a dead animal, its pelt, that is hammered with nails onto a dissecting wooden board, but the skin is stretched out to fill the entire wooden board and nailed in. There are souls, or soul aspects of our self, our consciousness, that can be nailed out or nailed in, spread out, in some dimensional layers, a spiritual world, if you would. The human lives leisurely or painfully on Earth, yet at the same time, part of their self is found so displayed in the spiritual worlds. Now I think the form and suckers and tentacles of the above spastic creature work at the junction between the self in this world and the displayed world where the soul is spread out and nailed in. This creature works there as the catalytic agent, the trader of the soul, but its work as the trader is not to take energy from the soul. Its work is the exchange itself, taking from the natural to the spiritual. There are more distant beings out there who feed off the soul energies, even witches and sorcerers on Earth, but they can't access this unless the soul is spread out. The liberty of speculation can form creatures of its own, but the order of truth demands something more concrete. And since concreteness is out of reach, I will remain in speculation. Pain is an anomalous dynamic. Pain is strange. Within pain is a unique element, a physics if you would. There is a hole inside pain, or perhaps better, pain has within it an equation with a subtraction, a mouth even. Pain causes a vortex, in time, and funnels us through if we keep it too long. Pain pours out itself, and this pouring is the physics of the hole or the mouth. So, I wonder if the creature above, a demon, needs pain in the human to cause the soul aspect to be fastened into the other layers. I wonder too if our Savior used the anonymous physics of pain to swallow the whole world in order to restore it at length. He used the opening dynamic of pain, by his suffering, to swallow all things, because pain can swallow and full things cannot. So let us be careful of the pain we keep, because pain will swallow our whole life.